Right off the top, let's cut to the chase. When it comes to presidential politics, the Buckeye state ain't what she used to be.
We no longer are a swing state, which means that candidates are not going to campaign as much here as they used to. They used to come here all the time.
Even if the presidential race seems like a done deal in these parts, maybe these three reasons will inspire you to reach for a ballot. Number one, gerrymandering.
Ohio has turned out to become the most gerrymandered state in the country.
Retired OSU Political Science Professor Dr. Paul Beck says the effects of gerrymandering here are palpable.
The Democrats would probably hold a slender majority in the House had it not been for the kind of gerrymandering that went on in Ohio and Wisconsin and in some other states as well.
Interesting.
And of course it affects state legislatures in a massive way, and certainly that's true in Ohio.
Which is why the group Citizens Not Politicians will ask voters to approve an amendment to the state constitution, empowering a citizens panel, not politicians, to draw up legislative maps. Governor DeWine, the leading opponent, says Ohio should use the system Iowa has used for 2 decades, one that adheres to census numbers.
They are prohibited from looking at these numbers. They would be prohibited. It would be a violation of law for them, whoever is drawing the map, to go behind the census. They have to look at the census. They have to draw the maps that way.
A leading supporter, retired Chief Justice of the Ohio Supreme Court, Maureen O'Connor, also a Republican, tweets, "With this amendment on the ballot, Ohioans have the chance to reclaim their power from the self-serving politicians who want to stay in power long past their expiration date." Another reason to be interested in this election, there's an Ohioan on the presidential ticket. U.S. Senator J.D. Vance. Now, much of the buzz he's been getting so far sounds more like a buzz saw, but Beck says the rough ride is to be expected.
There always is a period where the other side attacks whoever the most recent choice is.
And probably won't last.
Trump is not going to admit to having made a mistake in selecting Vance, but I don't think it's going to matter. Voters don't vote for a vice presidential candidate.
This election's most important race here in Ohio is likely the one for U.S. Senate.
This race could determine who controls the Senate going forward.
Republican Bernie Moreno squaring off against incumbent Sherrod Brown. Brown, one of a handful of Senate Democrats elected in states that went heavily for Trump. Another is Joe Manchin in West Virginia. He's retiring.
And so West Virginia already is going to go Republican. That nudges the Republicans 1 seat closer to having a majority in the Senate. I think if the Democrats are able to retain their majority in the Senate, it's going to be a major, major victory for them.
But you don't see us seeing anywhere near the tsunami of advertising or rallies that the swing states will.
I think that's right. Yeah, there are, 7 or 8 states that are being targeted in 2024. The same 7 or 8 that were targeted back in 2020.